Hi there guys, I hope each and every one of you guys are doing well. Welcome to the weekly outlook. I'm going to be taking a look at GU, GJ, AU, and maybe gold and EJ as well a bit, alright? So let's jump right to it. Let's look at what potential moves we have. Some pairs I'll do in more detail, some I won't do in as much detail. The first thing we want to look at is the DXY. Remember, the DXY really truly is going to be the driving force. Or the US dollar currency index is really going to be the driving force for what happens with a lot of pairs that we look at, especially GU. All right, so let's look at see what's happening first here. There's some key areas that price as the cases of COVID sort of go back in the air again. What you're having is the price continuing to sell. And there's some key areas right now. We're around that 96.50 area. The next key area below this is going to be 9600 area. So where the dollar comes down to about 96 cents or so. All right. Now I want you guys to pay close attention to the last time price went this way was about around June 10th. And if you go and look now at GU, and you go back to June 10th, all right, you see what that correlates to, all right? So if we're going to look at GU shortly, but if we can get the move on the DXY down to the 96, down to around the 96, we definitely will be getting that move on GU up to the this in this range here. And even further, the last time it was even further below that would have been around, March the 6th. And before that, so this was the COVID low, because we had the DXY sort of being, before that, the market would have been, the dollar would have been pretty good before sort of that big crash. And then it sort of rebounded. And yeah, different things happen. But what I want you to just remember on is there's some specific price points that correlate to what's happening in GU. So what you guys can do is just take the time to go back and look at it. So for instance, March the 5th or March the 6th, all right? That would sort of be the next level after this one if it continues to sink. If the cases go up, where did price get to there? So March the 9th, I want to see where price was. Well, that would have been around here, so that was when price would have been up here. So again, that would sort of be the next target area. If price then on the DXY after it hits that 9600 then goes down to about that 94.50 area, right? 94.50, 94.60 area. So that's what I want you guys to pay good attention to. As you can see, I think as the cases continue to go up, we're gonna see price continue to go lower. Right now, it hasn't gone lower. Right now, it's about around that, as I said, at 96.50 zone. But you see, there's this area here that it can go a bit lower too, which is around the 9600 area or thereabout. All right, so as it looks right now, as the cases continue to go up, you can definitely expect the DXY to continue to sell, and as a result, GU, AU, and to a certain measure GJ, all of these currently seem to be buying. All right, so on GJ, remember what I told you guys. I look for on GJ all the time. Just again to show you what I was thinking with a blank chart, and I would have done this. I do this all the time because this is my big outlook on GU. But again, I'm looking at, sorry about that guys, I'm looking at, we had this big push here, price then came back to the 38. And then in the big scheme of things, would have now formed this higher low point here, you know, in the big scheme of things. And now, so I do think, so the fact that I hit that price reversal, went up to the 27, came down, hit the 23, I definitely do think now is you're definitely going to get that push all the way up to this zone right here. So that's definitely what we want to look for. So price pushing all the way up to the 1.30 mark. So that's sort of what I would be looking for on GU. So to go back now to where we're at now, based on my analysis, looking at it simply on the 4 hour, we had this last big move here. Price pulled back to a price reversal zone, as you guys know how I draw my fibs, and now we get price at the 0% mark. So what you want to be looking for here is over the course of the week, I would wait. You know, if you're not already entered, if you have a good entry, if you've gotten a good entry, I would hold. You continually see that you're getting higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, which is a strong indication that price is going to break here. You got the sell-off, which was good, which means price now has the buying pressure to be able to push. You know, I know you're getting these, so definitely I can definitely see price, you know, bursting through here and going all the way up to this is the 61 area here. Simply would be based off of today's move, and that would correlate to the 90 to what I believe is the 90. Just let me getting a bit confused, guys. My apologies. This was June 10th. So that's June 10th, and the XY where was June 10th. So yes, that would correlate to sort of around the price going to the 9600 area, right? But as I told you just now, I do actually believe price is going to go all the way back up to here, right? So even an entry here, you may get price pushing up to here, stalling up a bit, selling a bit, but I do actually think, you know, price is now ready to go all the way up to here. You know, there are multiple fibs, but for this week, this is what you would expect. I would personally be waiting to price retest this area because they don't currently have an entry. So wait to price break here. You're going to get some sort of retest, and then I would be looking to buy. That's what I'm thinking on GU. On GJ is something similar as well. You can see I already had a setup for GJ. I would have pulled a move on GJ. So my GJ is still currently based off of this move here. I would have gotten almost a 61% pullback based off of this first move. Price extended to that 27, pulled back all the way to 61, which is a good indication now that price has the pressure to push and go beyond this 61. So I do think that, you know, we can have price on GJ continuing, you know, this would have been the entire move. So that's like 188 pips. That's sort of we're looking for GJ to go on, and this would sort of have been the entire move here of what I would be looking for on GJ. All right, so you know, a buyer entry on GJ is good. You know, you can have an entry. I'm not going to go too in depth into this. Is just an overview. What I'll probably do later in the week, or as the week unfolds, I will post my screenshots in the lounge as usual. But yeah, guys, so that's what I'm definitely thinking on GJ. So you may be looking for potential entries, sell entries. So just let's look at the structure real quick. As you can see, price on the 4 hour, this would have been a structure point right here. Price broke below here. This would have been a structure point right here. As you can see, price broke below here, failed to form a lower high, was immediately pushed back up, and then did form a a higher low above here. So that's a good indication that price is going to continue to sell, and I do think it's going to sell past this particular area up to the 61. So a potentially good move on GJ. So as GJ, GU, they look bullish for the most part right now. RSI showing me that, you know, it does have the strength to be able to push all up there as well. So those are two good potential moves that you can get in on. This is my move on AU that I am looking at so far. So this was something that Dana would have alerted me to. But my move on AU is currently based on the daily. Looking at from this push to this push here, you had a pull back here, and this is sort of the 38%. And I'm expecting it to go all the way up to the 0.078 zone at some point. But we do know that, you know, this pair tends to move a bit slow, so the entry would have been around here, around the 38% zone. And what you probably want to do is just, if you're not in already, again, this was a nice little area here, so this would have been the structure point here on the 4 hour, as price was, because you did have price selling for a bit. But if you can see something along the lines of price retesting this area here on a smaller time frame, maybe even the 1 hour, you know, and you haven't been in yet, so you see price come above here and retest, maybe able to get a good entry, and you can probably look to ride it again. Once price gets here, I would hold just to see how price reacts, because it's a bullish market overall, but I do think the next time price gets here is going to push. All right, so if you are conservative, you can TP here, but if you really think, you know, and this is a slow moving pair, you're in for the long haul, you can hold it. If you're already in, that's perfect as well too, not a big issue there. So that's GU, GJ, AU, EJ a bit. EJ is similar to GJ in a sense. It's not a pair I'm very familiar with, but I can see here that we had price trending upwards for the most part, and then we got a big break of the trend, right? We got a big break of the trend here now. So for EJ, how I would simply be looking to trade this is, as I said, I'm not quite sure with relation to the correlation for EJ, as it's not a pair trade very often. But if it is indeed moving with GJ and the others, what I would be looking for before I look to enter this potentially is on the 1 hour. I want to see how price responds around this area here, you know. So if I could get a case whereby I see price come here, push above here, you know, that's where we'll look. But right now the market is the bears have it. So you can definitely have the primary thing. If I was looking, what I would be looking to do simply based off of structure, having not known, looking at any other pairs, I would be looking at, you know, this is sort of the 61 zone. Price comes back here, give me something like this, or maybe a, you know, a double top, and then push off and continually down. But so this is the sort of the key area here. So you can have this happening where price comes here, gives you a double top, or, you know, it just pushes off, or you want to be careful if you see it push through and retest. So those are the two options. So I would wait to see how price responds around this 121 zone. It may take Monday to do so if you're not already in. If you're already in, that's good. But you just want to see, that's the key area to see where price responds. So once you see how price reacts there, you can make your decision on what you prefer to do. And last but not least, gold. Right now, gold is driven a lot by what's happening in the market. Any sentiment on gold right now will continue to be bullish. The 1800 mark is a very important mark for gold, as price has not been there for a very long time. And so anything on gold right now will continue to be bullish. But although, because what you're thinking, oh yes, the market is oversold, overbought, Yes, that is correct based on the RSI, but you always also want to remember too that right now the market is driven a lot by fundamentals, all right? And by what's happening now is that a lot of people, a lot of persons is using gold as a safe haven, you know, because the dollar is crashing, so they want to secure the value of their money, and so they're turning it to something like gold, that gives them surety in times like these. And so what's going to happen? The value of gold is going to go up. So as we continue to see that DXY go down, gold is going to go up, you know. And can you have a big correction in the market? Yes, you can. All right, but right now the market is driven a lot by fundamentals. So if I were you, I would simply be looking to continue to go bullish, you know, looking for these structure zones and looking to buy off these structure zones. So for instance, where you see right here, nice zone here, well, this would have been, so for instance right here, where you can see this was a nice zone down here. Wait, something is wrong here. I gotta go on a smaller time frame. All right, so if you look at this wick here up to about there, you know, all of that sort of still bullish in a sense. So I would be looking to, you know, buy from areas down there, but that's not the most accurate structure zone. So let me see if I can find it for you guys. Maybe I gotta use a line instead. Yeah, so it seems to be around this area here, right? But right now you are seeing that you did have a break of structure here, right? So as it pushed up, you did have a break of structure down, and again the 1800 zone is the safe spot, but I wouldn't bank on price pushing too further below that, below this little area here. I would still be looking to go long on gold if I were you. All right, guys. So I hope this was beneficial. This is my weekly outlook. During the course of the week, I'll be updating the lounge with more information and more trades. But be sure to do your own analysis as well too. Post your stuff in the lounge so I can, because your stuff helps me a lot as well too. Because you know, sometimes when I see your stuff, I go back and say, hey, maybe I missed something. All right, guys. So have a great week, man, and let's kill the charts. And remember, don't just do the analysis. Do the analysis and find the best times to enter and enter those trades. You know, build that confidence. You know, even if you're only trading on demo, you know, do that. You know, and if you're trading on live, you know, kill the market. All right, guys. Have a great week.